The Monday Marketing Minisode. Are Instagram pods worth it? Find out.
Have you hit a wall when it comes to growing your interior design business? Then welcome to Wingnut Social, the podcast specifically designed to accelerate your business through increased social media presence, impactful online content, and translating digital influence into physical success. This is your social media tightly fastened. Now welcome the host of Wingnut Social, Darla Powell.
Hey there, Wingnuts. Welcome to the Wingnut Social Podcast. This is the Marketing Monday Minisode.
Marketing Monday Minisode.
And I'm joined by the nag, Natalie and Graf.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. We're just going to dive right in. So Instagram pods, guys. No, you guys have heard of them, and I am damn fine sure that some of you out there are in them. Hey, I've been just as guilty. I used them in the beginning. Instagram pods were very helpful in some ways, and not very helpful in others. And we're going to get down into the nitty gritty. Okay, by the way, Natalie, you owe this podcast to Vanessa Helmick because she sent me a DM on Facebook saying you need to do a show about pods.
Oh, thanks, Vanessa. I'm not sure if I want to thank you yet because I don't know which direction Darla's going to go with this.
All right. For those of you who are out there scratching your heads, Instagram pods, and we're going to use Instagram, although there are pods for Facebook too, but it's Instagram we're really talking about, are groups of like-minded people, ideally in the same industry as you, who all agree to get together in a DM private message group. And as soon as everyone posts or an individual in that group posts, they share it to that group. And that group says, let's comment on it right away. Right. So back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean, maybe it's
2 years ago,
little as a year and a half ago, right? We had Instagram groups. I think I was a member of 4 or 5 of them.
I think you started your own.
I did. I started 4 or 5 of them.
Good Lord.
And
would you do it again?
Maybe. And we'll go into why maybe. And this is I'll tell you, we're getting there. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I say no.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Yes, I mostly say no, but okay, don't get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so these groups on Instagram, what you do is you start a private message with up to 15 people on Instagram. And you do that by the little airplane icon at the upper right on your little Instagram thing. You'll add Darla Powell, Natalie Graf, Jerry Cerruti.
Don't add me.
Ellen Danick. Who else? Vanessa Helmick. I'm going down the right. Jane Dagny. Right. And then you're all in that little group. You guys have seen them, group messages. It's same as on Facebook as on Instagram. And when you post, you click the little airplane thing on your post, send it to that group, and that alerts everybody to know, hey, Darla posted, let's all get together and comment on it right away and say really nice things about it. So what is this for? Why in the hell would people waste their time doing this? Well, I'll tell you why.
I know why.
Okay, why?
Because they want to trick the algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
And it causes for engagement. And we all know that the sooner you engage on Instagram after a post is up, the better off you are for more people to actually see it.
Hot damn, Natalie and Graf. You have been
impressed?
Yes, I actually am impressed.
And I didn't even have to read that off.
I think I'm more shocked than impressed. So yeah, that's true. So it is important. And, I've heard stats as much as a minute to 30 minutes within the time after you post something that the more engagement you get, meaning comments, likes, more action you get on it, the more Instagram shows it to potential followers, your fans, or your group. Because Instagram used to have an algorithm that was chronological. Not anymore. Now it's an algorithm that is based on how popular is that post, how much on fire is that post, because they want their audience, the Instagram consumers, to see content that's on fire all the time. Okay, so this sounds great, you guys are saying, and in theory, it does sound great, but here's the only problem with that. Well,
I know that too.
Not the only problem, but one of the few problems with. Okay, go.
Well, here's the main problem with it.
Okay.
It's extremely time consuming. I thought Darla was on her phone a lot in the beginning. Oh, Lord. When she started those pods, I might as well not even existed because you have to be a participating member. When someone else posts, it is an unspoken rule that you best get on your phone, you best be posting.
It's a spoken rule.
Well, right, but you best be doing it. And then if you have a member that maybe is a little bit on the
I kicked them out.
lazier
I kicked
side,
them out. I said, bye. See ya.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a major con of it. It is so extremely time consuming. I hated it.
Right. Okay. So that is one major con. It's extremely time consuming. Another thing too is if you have members of the groups of the pod that are in different time zones or they're busy at the time, unless they're married to their phone or they have their alert set right up, they may be commenting the next day or the next couple of days. And, fat lot of good that's really going to do. So it's better if you have, all posting at the same time if you're going to be in a pod like that. And that might not be the time that's good for you, is the time that's better to post for someone else. So there's a whole bunch of can of worms there. This is the main problem with pods. If you do them, okay, yes, do. I said do.
Okay, do.
You will get some more engagement immediately. You're going to get more followers immediately. First of all, the ones that are in your pod, there's 15 right there. So it will boost you a bit, but only for a little bit of time, because after a while, what Instagram's going to do is they're just going to say, hey, it's these same 15 people who like her posts. I'm just going to keep really showing it to the same.
I'm on to you.
Yeah, it becomes a little incestuous. Now, the way to get around that, and there are ways to get around that,
is another pod.
Is a billion different pods. Or if you guys are familiar with an app called Telegram, right? It's a app. It's an outside app. It's spelled just like it sounds. And there are a bazillion pod groups in those with thousands of members. Okay. And you're like, oh, that sounds great. Boy, I'm going to grow. I'm going to be on HGTV tomorrow and have 1 million followers.
That don't sound like a good idea.
Maybe. Okay. But here is the number one issue with vanity metrics. Yes, you will be getting engagement. Yes, you will boost your numbers and you will see some more activity in there, but it's going to give you a false sense of security. And wow, look at me, patting yourself on your back. Look at all the comments. Look at some of these followers I'm getting. Look at all this, but they're not all worthless. They will get you some traction, but they're mostly worthless. Are they bringing money in your door? Are these going to be legit, engaged, actual clients and fans?
No.
Nope. And the second you go away from them or you don't have time or you don't have to do the pod and then you post something and you see that one comment, which happened to me after I got out of the pods. I was like, what the hell? I thought I was all, a big deal and decided I didn't want to do the pods because I wanted actual legit engaged, enthused fans and followers.
But can I have a question?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the engaged, enthused fans, followers.
Yep.
I'm a little confused. Help the ginger out here.
Sure.
Did we or did we not just get 2 consultations this week? We actually have one in a few hours.
Mm-hmm. From
directly
Instagram.
From Instagram.
We did.
Pods had nothing to do with that.
Pods had nothing to do with it.
I just wanted to point that out.
And that was $900 we made this week just on consultations.
Right.
Not through any robots, not through any trickery. These were followers that just came.
I rest my case.
But remember, I was in BrandsMart buying my 85-inch television.
Oh, Lord. Yes. Trust me, I remember. I'm well aware. I got the bill.
And this lovely woman who lives in Palmetto Bay, who is one of our, which is, I should say, geographically one of our ideal geotagged, we want to work in locations.
She recognized you.
She recognized me.
And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not really wearing anything nice. I think you had a Wingnut social t-shirt on, jeans, and maybe even your hair in a ponytail. I'm not real sure.
I don't know, but I was wearing no makeup and she came over. Well, I don't wear a lot anyway, even on camera or whatever. And she came over to me, Coach, I know you. Aren't you the designer from Instagram? I follow you. I really love your style.
But I'd like to point out once again.
Okay.
No pods.
Yeah, no pods. Okay, so that's what we're talking about by engaged followers. I made a connection with her. She was very nice. Pleasure to meet you. And guess who's going to come top of mind should she ever need an interior designer in Palmetto Bay?
The chick that had no makeup on that she met in BrandsMart.
Well, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully that didn't turn her off too much. But anyway, we're kind of getting a little varying, but not really, because what we're talking about is engaged fans. So don't get wrapped up. And I have to have 1 million freaking comments. I have to have 1 million freaking followers. It's nice. And if you want to be an influencer or something, sometimes those work out. Vanity metrics aren't totally immaterial. But if you want money coming in the door, coming in your firm, and having people refer you to do design work, pods ain't where it's at. So one last thing about pods.
Vanessa, listen.
Vanessa Helmick. Having said that, all that I've said, if you are going to do pods and you want to experiment with pods, hit them and quit them. Only do them for a little bit, get maybe a month or so because of what we said about the algorithm learning your fan base. See if they work for you, but we personally just don't do them here. There are some apps out there. If you Google them, pods have gotten to the point now to such a science that will actually pod people for you. You'll post and then they'll just go ahead and shoot out your post, all the pods, and take care of all that time and that engagement for you. But, again, just think about it. Think about your brand. Think about, how you want to.
I don't think I like that idea because if you're an interior designer and you're posting and it's going to go to all these pod people, what if these pod people are auto mechanics? Like they're really going to be able to comment on something of an interior design? Oh yeah, that's a good looking tire there.
There's just so many things to consider, but I totally get you guys wanting to build your numbers, and especially with the algorithm now with Instagram, it's near impossible to get any kind of growth like we did in the beginning. I had 7,000 followers seemingly overnight. And it was like 6 months. Now I have 15,000 followers, but that's taken over 2 years, guys. And the last year and a half of it have not had pods, right? No. I think it's been about a year and a half, right? Yeah. So
it was a miserable 6 months.
And it took a while after I turned off the pods to get that engaged following back and to get those fans, but that's where we're at now.
But time out. Mm-hmm. You took that time to quit pods, and now the engagement and the following that you have are actually turning over clients. So
yeah, exactly.
Hello?
That's a huge difference. So it just depends what's important to you guys. Followers, clients, real engaged people. Okay. Because when these companies that want to collaborate with influencers, they do look at the numbers, but they also look at the engagement. There's like a ratio there that they look at. So just bear that in mind. If you do it carefully and do it quickly. Hit it and quit it. That's my motto. Oh, we're talking about pods, right?
Okay. All right. Reminded people.
That's it. That's it for this mini-sode, guys. If you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your enemies about us. Follow us on social at Wingnut Social. And don't forget to check out wingnutsocial.com. You can get all the show notes there for this podcast and also check out our fine services to do your social media marketing for your interior design firm. Until Wednesday.
So long.
See ya.
You've reached the end of this episode of Wingnut Social, but that's only your first step. Be sure to head to wingnutsocial.com to reach out to us directly and schedule your free consultation with one of our Wingnut social media specialists to take your business from social mediocre to social media master. We'll see you on the next episode of Wingnut Social, your social media tightly fastened.
All done.